Okay, so to be perfectly fair, you've actually answered my question like 5 times over. So thank you.
So you want to just tell us
Thank you, PK.
what the answer was and move on?
I'll just throw my question out there anyway. But I feel that you've answered my question. But maybe my question will be helpful to someone else. Basically, I was praying. I've been praying for quite some time on clarity about my future and my job, and I feel that I'm feeling really confused and lost and impatient. And my question was, when I'm in that position, is doubling down on my prayer? Is that just the answer? Is it that simple to just? And I think that my answer has been answered. Obviously, I think the answer is yes. But
yes.
does maybe someone
Yes.
else has a question where you just feel like you're not being heard?
Yes, and I think God designed us to increase our intensity when the intensity is increased for us. Increase our intensity of prayer. So when Jesus said to the disciples when they couldn't cast out a demon, don't go to the story. Everybody's like, oh, how do you cast out a demon? Just stay with it. That's a whole nother direction. But Jesus said some things come by prayer and fasting. What was he talking about? There are times in your life where you ask in a casual way something that you don't understand what you asked. You ask God to give you a wisdom that you're not working toward, you're not obeying toward, and you're not maturing toward. And you can't ask God for wisdom that you can only get at the top of a mountain by sliding down into a valley. Most things that matter take climbing. You got to work. There's effort and energy. Now, what happens when I can't get somewhere and I begin to increase my prayer time? That means I got to start saying no to things. Stay with me. I got to start saying no to things. Usually I'm saying no to indulgence. I'm saying no to things I want to do. That's the first thing. So I'm cutting out a little bit of TV. I'm cutting out a little bit of recreation. I'm cutting out a little bit of me time. I'm cutting out a little bit of all about me. And if that's not getting me somewhere, then pretty soon I start cutting out other things. What's happening while I'm doing that? My focus is starting to move from a material-centered lifestyle to a spiritually centered intensity. I need that process. I can't even see how casually I asked God to engage in something that is magnanimous in the kingdom and requires the move of the very hand of the divine in such a flippant way that I'm not even living out of that engagement of intensity. I don't know how many of you, but if you have $1 million in the bank and nobody gave it to you and you had to earn it, and it's after expenses and after taxes, I consider that to be a large sum of money. When somebody who has never earned anything says, well, just give me $1 million, you're like, I can't even talk to you. I can't even talk to you, right? Because you know what it takes. We make $1 million prayers with $5 effort. God sometimes won't answer that prayer without taking you to intensity. So sometimes fasting and maturing and engaging the intensity and the persistence forms you. God isn't up there, well, they finally got persistent enough. I'm going to do it. No, you finally got aligned enough you can hear.